So I just finished watching all three parts to the Tomorrowverse's grand finale Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I've got to say, I was kind of underwhelmed, mostly because the grand finale to the DC AMU, I believe, would be Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, and I absolutely loved that one. It felt like a grand climactic finale, and what I really liked about this movie, or specifically the third one, because the first two don't do a good job of doing anything other than somewhat setting up the third one, and the third one is also just not as great as it should have been, especially with how it connects the grander DC universe and how it connects this Tomorrowverse to the DC AMU. Like, the biggest complaint I have with this Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy is the fact that it felt like they had to do too much explaining to get to the actual Crisis story and to make you care about more characters, but they didn't show the characters off much. And what really annoys me is how often this movie is flashing back and forth between the storylines. And it goes for all three of them. The third one has the least amount of issues with this flashing back and forth because they just spent 2 movies building up for this climactic third one. And the issue with the third one is the most sinful of them all, in my opinion, and that is that it constantly has to tease us with what came before, like what the Flash movie last year did. And that's what annoys me even more. Like, they reference the Super Friends cartoon, they reference the Justice League Unlimited cartoon and all that, and my goodness, just a quick pause here. That scene made me cry. They had Kevin Conroy's final line, and it brought me to tears. As you can see, I'm choking up right now. That was a beautiful send-off for what is the voice of Batman. That was fantastic and just wonderful. And then there was a reference to Teen Titans as well. And all of these references were just so poorly handled. What I did enjoy about them is that they each stayed in their respective animation art style. Like, they were all in the right art style that they were in when you watched them all those years ago, which, in my opinion, looked better art-wise and animation-wise to what this movie is. I truly do not understand the, downgrade in art style and animation for these Tomorrowverse movies, especially with what they put on the covers of all of these were so detailed, and then you watch the actual one and they're such basic drawings. It hurts to watch, and they were so bright, except for The Long Halloween. The Long Halloween was the darkest one, but that's a Batman story, and it was The Long Halloween. But all of these Tomorrowverse movies that I've seen, they were also bright. It hurt the eyes, and you could also notice the dip in animation quality that the previous ones had. And I don't mean to nitpick, there must be a reason behind it, but it was just kind of unfortunate for me to see, especially after seeing what grade A animation was in the previous DC AMU with the Flashpoint Paradox and the Justice League War and all of those. Those were all phenomenal. And then we see this, and you could oh my goodness, you could see the clunky animation every once in a while, unlike the smooth. It hurt to watch. It hurt to watch, honestly. I'm repeating myself too much. But, was it interesting? Yes. Is it worth a watch? I think it's worth at least one watch if you're a DC fan. If you like DC movies, you should check it out, just to say you've checked it out. But there's nothing really fulfilling about them, because the third part is literally just all member berries, And honestly, it worked for me, especially with the Kevin Conroy line. Like I said, the Kevin Conroy line brought me to tears. It was beautiful, and I loved it, and that is the best farewell he could have gotten, in my opinion, in a Batman voice line. But yeah, I've been rambling on too long about this. It's just sad because I'm a huge fan of using the animation medium, and I'm a huge fan of DC Comics. And so when this satisfied neither, really, it is kind of upsetting to me. But yeah, overall, I think these movies are Hot Pocket movies, all three of them. But I'm just packaging them into one movie because it might as well be just one movie. A 4.5 hour long movie. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on the Tomorrowverse, or specifically these three Crisis on Infinite Earths movies, and subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.